I want to close with one story, one concept, and two pieces of research. You heard from a number of people today that the policy to routinely separate children from their parents was intended as a deterrent to keep people from coming to the United States. 2 years ago, I was working on the evacuation of Afghanistan. The Pentagon made a decision to close the airport Anschutz early because of a couple of explosions that had occurred. And I had been working for several days with a particular family that had a 2-year-old Texan who was trying to leave the country. That 2-year-old's dad was an interpreter to the US Army. The dad had moved to the United States with his wife and his oldest daughter. Dad became a naturalized citizen. Mom became a legal resident. The older daughter became a legal resident. And then this little girl was born in Texas. When it was announced that the US would be withdrawing from Afghanistan, the mom and the two daughters returned to Afghanistan to see their family because they didn't know if they'd have access to their family after they left. When the evacuation was accelerated, we tried to negotiate with the Taliban and the US government to let this interpreter's family leave. And as you know from the news media, it was total and complete chaos. When we received word that we had 1 hour to get this Texan to the airport, we did everything that we could to get her into Anschutz on a flight home to Texas. We literally negotiated with the Taliban to let them through. There was the Taliban would guard the entrance to Anschutz, and then there was a no man's land. And then the State Department was at the door of the airport, and the military was at the door of the airport. Under the withdrawal agreement that was negotiated by the administration and the Afghan government, the military was not allowed to come out, but the State Department was of the airport. The Taliban said, "We will let this family pass." And the mom said, "Would you please have someone come out to get us who's not a part of the military?" We asked the State Department to come out and accompany this family through the no man's land, which included this young US citizen, and the State Department refused. The Taliban said, "Go ahead." I'm on the phone with the family and this young mom who's about 22 years old, and I'm saying, "Go, they are closing the gates." Literally, I've got the government on the other line saying, "We are holding the gates open for this 2-year-old. You have to send her through now," and her mom and her sister. I finally, after almost a half an hour of trying to get this mom to cross through the no man's land into the airport gate that was literally closing, the mom told me, "But the guards are going to take my children from me." That's what America does. America takes its children from their mothers. I've seen the news. So literally, this is who we've become in the eyes of people around the world, that they would rather stay with the Taliban than to take their family into the presence of uniformed government officers. That's the story, the concept. 11 years ago, my husband and I took our children to live in South Africa for a while. And one of the most important concepts that I learned while we were living in Southern Africa is the concept of Ubuntu. I am me through you. I become who I am through my interactions with you. The research. They've done research on this population of unaccompanied children coming to the United States. These children are phenomenal. You heard a little bit about them today. They have extraordinary levels of strength and resilience, which make clear that every single one of these children is a gift, is a blessing that the universe has given to us, to our country, and that gift should be cherished. The research, further research, same research, but further into that research. Within 2 years, the advantages that they had with regard to strength and resilience is lost. Why? Because how we treat them. It's identified as the racism that they experience in the United States of America. It's described as a result of the tremendous trauma they experience through the brutality of how they're treated when they're in government care, and the fact that they are not seen in the communities, all things that we've heard about today. But here's what I want to leave you with. This is the second piece of research. The latest research coming out of Johns Hopkins University with regard to trauma has found that we know what the medicine is. We know how to heal these children, we know how to heal the families, and we know how to heal each other. It's you and it's me. We are the medicine. Seeing each other, being together, acting honorably, loving one another, caring for another, recognizing one another's humanity. That's how we heal. That's how we heal the children. They're given to us as the gifts that they are. That's how we heal one another when we have these interactions, when we realize that we are destroying children, that we are destroying families, that we are destroying lives because of policies and practices that we feel like we have no control over, but we do. And the policies and the practices that we do have control over is who I am, who you are, who we are every day in the gifts that are brought into our circles of being. And so, yes, we will continue to try and change US policy. We will try and advocate for children's rights all around the world. But ultimately, it's about us showing up and taking care of one another, that we are the medicine. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for being my medicine. Thank you for being medicine to these children, seeing their humanity and treating them as the gifts they are. Thank you very much.